Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all the ages, it is the SnowMan, and we are back with another week in review here on the Flex Network. It's the SnowMan, and man, it's been a nice, good week of wrestling here with everything that's been going on. I hope everyone out there is safe. Y'all are enjoying this time at home. Maybe you need a break from whatever it is you're doing at home, or you're out and about. You need a quick break, but come on in, join in on this wrestling talk here, as we are live. Yes, it is Money in the Bank time. I mean, we're getting close. I mean, yeah, you mean that feel of Money in the Bank, climbing the corporate ladder. Wait a minute. Did I say that right? Did I say climb the corporate ladder? That is right, because the big news this week coming out, with everything that's been going on in this crazy pandemic C-19, is that we know that Money in the Bank has been moved out of where we're off the top, or let's see, where was it? I had it right here, ready for you guys. Yeah, Money in the Bank has been moved from where it was supposed to be, and they are moving it to not only to Stamford, Connecticut. They are moving it to the WWE headquarters. At least we know right now the idea that Money in the Bank, the two ladder matches that's going to happen, is going to be at Stamford, Connecticut, and not where the Performance Center is down in Florida, but at WWE headquarters. And the idea that this year's Money in the Bank ladder matches for the men and the women is you're going to have to fight from the ground floor of Stamford, Connecticut's world headquarters for WWE at that famous Titan Towers, and you gonna have to fight your way up to the roof. And on top of the roof is a wrestling ring and ladders, and higher above that is the briefcases. And that matchup concept, I get what WWE is trying to do. They're trying to shake things up with what's been going on in the world, with what's been going on. The fact that they can't go on the road, they can't bring the pay-per-views to us. I mean, WrestleMania was the real test for that. But now we're seeing Money in the Bank instead of at the Performance Center, and they could have done something to a degree down there, had a regular Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but instead they've changed it up and made sure that this time around, at least for the ladder matches, for the Money in the Bank contracts that you see, right, that we're getting close, that it's about climbing the corporate ladder. But that was, an interesting, thing that came out of this week. One of the top things. I'm actually gonna go down the, what has been going on, what I've been hearing, not really breaking news, but if you've been living under a rock, but So yeah, right now, at least what we're hearing, what we're seeing with this news report. Gotta get this up for you guys. Yeah, yeah, it's news report time. But what we're hearing that with this C-19 virus, especially if you're getting ready for next year's WrestleMania, that with California essentially or especially LA may or may not be holding WrestleMania next year in Inglewood. It's not yet 100% confirmed. It's not even 50% confirmed, but that next year's WrestleMania, when it goes back to Hollywood, may not be at Inglewood. It would not be at the Chargers and Rams new stadium down there in beautiful California. I mean, literally, it's beautiful now because you can actually see California. You can see LA. It's clean air now, essentially, with what's been going on. One good thing about this pandemic is that not a lot of people driving, and that makes California have breathable air. So anyhow, yeah. So next year's WrestleMania may not be happening in Inglewood. It hasn't been 100% confirmed, or it just depends on what's going on. But WWE is looking for a plan B in case that the main plan does not go on in Inglewood, California next year. I mean, we have a year, we have a lot of time. I mean, a lot of things can change between now and then, especially in LA if they roll back on some of the restrictions on large gatherings and everything. But we still have a long time before we can get too far into this idea of another WrestleMania not taking place in its original state where it was at. I mean, granted, this would be the third, because if you remember, I mean, granted, this year's WrestleMania was at the Performance Center. It was supposed to be at Tampa, but if you remember your history, if you can go back and look at this, the at the most patriotic WrestleMania to date, when I want to say it was WrestleMania 7. I want to say that. Don't 100% quote me, but I can. The main event you need to think about is Hulk Hogan taking on the or no, I was not gonna say Iron Sheik. I was gonna catch me slipping. We're facing Sergeant Slaughter when he was the Iranian diplomat. They were supposed to be at the Coliseum down there in LA, but ticket sales and other things were were not really prohibiting that, but it forced the change into going into an arena that year, which, if I can get my lovely little info sheet out here of where, I mean, because I remember it, that it was supposed to be at the Coliseum, but it got moved into, it was still in California that year. Just trying to get this up for you guys so I can accurately tell you, so I don't get comments about this. Yeah, at the LA Memorial Sports Arena. So again, it was originally supposed to be in LA Coliseum, where the most famous, in the big Coliseum where Trojans play, the where the Chargers, or actually not Chargers, where the Rams played this past year. So yeah, it was 1991. So 91, they were supposed to be in the Coliseum, but unfortunately, they moved the event for security concerns, with Sarge being as an Iraqi sympathizer during the Gulf War. Others were saying that it was just poor ticket sales and having difficulty filling the estimated 100, the 1,000 seat 100,000 seat available at the event. Um, yeah, so it was mainly just a whole bunch of different things. So again, so they just moved it to the from the Coliseum, which would have been cool, but that would have been the first outdoor event. Granted, we got that 2 years later at Vegas at WrestleMania 9. So yeah, it's just going to be a very interesting time for what's going to happen in the next year. Um, and thankfully, WWE has had the idea that WrestleMania 38, because of what has been happening with this virus, has allowed some mulligans for places to rehost. If you watch the NFL draft this past weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I hope you guys were actually watching. Keep an eye out. If you guys saw earlier, our boys Matt, Shane, season long says, they came on here and gave doing their post draft observations, if you would say, for, especially for fantasy and everything. But you did hear that Roger Goodell is going to give the Raiders another chance in Vegas, not this coming year, but the following in 2022 for the NFL draft. And WWE is actually going to play a mulligan for WrestleMania, looks like WrestleMania 38, maybe, to go back to Tampa because of this screw up with the virus. So be on the lookout for that. So that is a good, gesture for the company itself to say, hey, you guys, this is a makeup. We want to do this right with Tampa for maybe not next year because we're already going to Inglewood. We'll probably come back for, we'll maybe come back for WrestleMania 38 to make up for this. Other news. Vince is being sued by the former, of course, last week. Believe I said it last week, but Vince is being sued by the former the XFL commish. It was supposed to be for his 5-year deal, where 20 to 25 mil over 5 years, and he's Oliver Luck is suing for the money that he was guaranteed upon accepting the position to run the league back in May of 2018. And of course, it's stipulated that he was to receive all money owed if terminated without cause. Yeah, I can't really agree with that. That thought of terminate without cause. With what's been going on, of course, the idea of without cause. I mean, granted, the XFL filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy because of shutting down, having a short season, and of course, it sucks that, I mean, granted, they could have, said, hey, we're we're suspending the season. We're going to come back. We're going to, we're going to suspend operations for the time being because of what's been going on and see if we can come back next year and then just talk with everyone, all of your media outlets and everybody else and figures a game plan out down the line. But what's been happening, that had to, put a kibosh in everything. So hopefully we can get settled or at least worked with. Let's see what else. Other NFL news with this, because if you've been paying attention in the NFL world, Tampa Bay is getting Gronk returning back to NFL. He's going to be joining his buddy Pat, former man Tom Brady, down at Tampa Bay. A lot of Tampa Bay mention in this show right now. So, but he's also signed with WWE as their 24/7 champ, their current reigning 24/7 champ. And of course, WWE I mean, essentially saying, you know what, you're still a champ. We're still recognizing you as a champ, but just be wary that since you're champ right now, you could get pinned during an NFL game. That would be crazy, but I know that there is no chance in heck that is going to happen in Tampa Bay during an NFL game if we have it this year. So that is awesome that WWE even played into it. It's like, okay, you're back with the NFL. Well, you're still our 24/7 champ. Just know that if you get pinned, you lose the title. It could happen at you're 24/7 champ no matter what until you lose it. Sad note for any gamers out there with what's been going on, and I'm not really gonna say sad, but it's more like this is fine. Yeah, you were seeing it, the writing on the wall this past couple years, especially this past year with WWE 2K21 going to be canceled. Next year's game essentially is going to get nixed because of bad sales, the glitches that were happening, everything bad that was happening with this game this past year. I can attest to the glitchiness and all the content of it. It was just not good, and the sales bad, horrible, train wreck. And then over the last couple years, this franchise just like going downhill. So that the official announcement hasn't been made for 2K21. It probably won't be done until tomorrow on Monday. I mean, yeah, it was a train wreck. So we may see a different type of WWE game this coming year, until 2K figures out ways to improve on 2K21 or 22, or it may just be swinging to a different kind of game for the year. But we'll find out tomorrow. And then, of course, other big news with WWE, at least right now, WWE is going to be heading back to tape shows. Yeah, if you haven't really been noticing, WWE, they got if you don't remember, they got the okay from Florida, from the state of Florida, that WWE is an essential business. They can continue with the live shows. So that means they can have a live show on Monday, instead of taping it, back to back, and then just storing it away for the following week, and then trying to get everything into 1 week, and then, have time off. They were deemed essential. But because WWE was able to get some clarity from and some relief from NBC and Fox, to get the okay to go back to taping their shows, because of in their contract they were only allowed to have so many tapes, tape shows. They were supposed to be live, but because of what's been going on, NBC and Fox gave the okay. It's like, okay, you guys can go back to taping your shows, for weeks on, several weeks or the weeks on end. Your contract will not be, it's not, you're going to be fine. No contract issue with that. So WWE is going to go back to taping their, shows, for at least through July 10th, at least for the next couple months. So, at least the what I've been hearing is that their next set of taping is going to come this coming week, and they're going to have at least a live show this week, and then for Raw, but then they're going to tape the next week's show, and then so on. So it's going to be very interesting, at least through July 10th for WWE, that they're going to have tape shows, and they're going to get, at least they're going to give the wrestlers, they're going to film the Raw, 2 days, or at least, try to do the back-to-back on one night, give them the time off, get SmackDown in, or sorry, NXT in, film their show back-to-back, get them gone. NXT, film their show, tape their show back-to-back, and then give them the time, the rest of the week off, and then restart the process over again. So there has been some dates, at least some dates announced on what it looks like on SE Scopes. So you can go and find that out. That's where I like to get my information. They're pretty, I like them. They're quick and fast. And the same thing with AEW. They're going to try to tape shows again, starting May 6th, back in Jacksonville, Florida, to get ready for their next pay-per-view, the Double or Nothing, which is going to be in Jackson with no fans again. Last little bit info for future big events for WWE. As of last Monday, or sorry, last Tuesday, April 21st, for those who are going, thinking about summer, are the big party of the summer, SummerSlam. Boston is still going. Is the SummerSlam August 23rd is still going to happen in Boston as of last Tuesday. So that is impressive news to hear. That is positive news right there that Boston, at least right now, Boston is still going to have uh SummerSlam. Plan for SummerSlam to happen in TD Garden. It should be fun, but of course, things can change. We still have, I mean, we're end of April going into May. We got what, 3 months plus? What, May, June, July? Yeah, 3 months and change. We got 3 months and change before they have to really or try to, within that time frame to say, sorry, Boston is a no-go. So we still got time. But of course, that was all the big news coming out of this past week with WWE, actually with wrestling in general. Let's see what else. Oh, there were some more names were people released from NXT or from down at NXT with what's been going on. Tito Sabanella, he was on WWE's Breaking Ground on the WWE Network. He didn't really see him that whole much on NXT. And then Tyrina Conte, the Brazilian black belt chick that literally you couldn't miss her. She appeared on one of the mainstays of NXT for a while. Yeah, she's gone. A couple others have gone. We don't know what's up with Cassius Ohno, if he was furloughed or outright released, but we haven't really seen him, haven't really heard from him, but we haven't gotten the official word if he's gone. But yeah, literally, this has just been a crazy time. So let's get into what's been going on. Talk a little bit about what's been going on this past week on TV. And we'll actually start with the SmackDown, not this last week, but the previous SmackDown. Go through that quick with the big marquee ideas. Tamina defeated Sasha Banks to get SmackDown Women's Championship against Bayley at Money in the Bank. Dana Brooke and Daniel Bryan qualified for their respective Money in the Bank ladder matches. Big E was able to capture in a triple threat match for the tag team titles for the not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5 time, not 6, not 7, but 8 times. The New Day are your SmackDown tag team champions again. And that is impressive. I mean, for a group this long to go and win 8-time tag team titles, that's some big shoes to fill to get into the big title reigns. I mean, think about it. Edge and Christian, 7-time champs. Phenomenal. At least that's the one. The big one off the top of my head. Dudley Boys, they've won it. I want to say 23 tag team titles, if I remember correctly. I know I'm not close, but I mean I'm close, but I'm not that close. But 23 times tag team titles. New Age Outlaws have won it multiple times. Legendary tag team. DX. What? The group wise, several time tag team champions. But DX as Triple H and Shawn, they won it, one time. But again, big kudos for Big E to get the tag titles for the New Day again. That was this May 17th, or sorry, April 17th SmackDown. Let's get into the last Raw. Big things out of there were Drew McIntyre essentially challenged Seth for Money in the Bank for the title to get him in the ring for the title match. He accepted. Aleister Black Apollo Crews and Rey Mysterio have qualified for the men's ladder match at Money in the Bank. So the Raw side of it has been filled. 3 on 3 or three from each brand from Raw and SmackDown. We'll get to the Money in the Bank in a quick bit. See what else. Yeah, I mean, Raw had a lot of good matches this week. They literally brought it this week with 12 matches on the card. So I mean, they were coming back with the live show, pretty real strong. Granted, maybe not a whole lot of different stuff going on, but 11 on the card. I want to take one off. But I mean, it was still a good night of action for Raw. Granted, they're still kind of forming it around with Angel Garza, with I'm trying to find the name off the top. They're basically just building this whole thing around. At least it looks like Raw right now is just being the Zelina Del Vega group show right now with Zelina Del Vega, Angel Garza, the U.S. champ, Austin Theory, and Andrade. Sorry, U.S. champ Andrade, and Austin Theory. It's just being built around those guys right now, while a lot of others are kind of getting pushed down to the side. So, I mean, that's what Raw has just been looking like to me. Granted, with Drew on top as the champ, it gives us finally a champ that's going to be here every single week, and he's going to be here for for the big pay-per-view. So, it's just going to be very fun with this post WrestleMania of how everything's going now. Granted, it's not going to be as normal as possible as like past years, but it's going to be trying to get there. Let's see what else. Let's get into NXT. Let's get into the Wednesday shows. NXT in the interim cruiserweight championship tournament. Jake Atlas defeated we already know he's gone, Drake Maverick. Kushida defeated Tony Nese, and Eli Hojo defeated Fantasmic I read it wrong. I'm just gonna call him Phantasma. Phantasma defeated Jack Gallagher, and they moved on in the cruiserweight tournament in the interim cruiserweight championship tournament tournament. As we know that. We're getting comment. It's James, of course, getting that popping on here, getting that like. So yeah, with NXT right now being built, I want to say just being more focused. It looks like we're getting the more focused around with the cruiserweight title right now because, shoot. Oh yeah, the Irish Ace is not there. He's back at home in Finland. He's back there. He can't come here. He's essentially he can't travel here. So they had to make bring in an interim cruiserweight title. We still know he's the Irish Ace. Devlin is the true champ. He is the undisputed cruiserweight champion, but for right now, until he gets back into the States, can actually stay here and don't have to worry about with everything. WWE is making this cruiserweight title tournament, and they're just going to say, he's the interim. Whoever wins is the interim champ, at least until Devlin gets back in to the country. It's like, yeah, I'm doing good, James. I'm doing good, James. Just bringing everybody up to speed of what's been going on in the world of wrestling. And then, of course, Velveteen Dream and Dexter Lumis replacing Keith Lee as Keith Lee got injured, taken out by the Undisputed Era. Taking on Adam Cole, baby, and Roderick Strong in a winning effort over Undisputed Era for Dream and Lumis. And then, of course, Dakota Kai and Gonzalez taking on the team of Tegan and Shotzi Blackheart. And again, picking up the victory on that. Let's see what else. Actually, let's head on over to AEW quickly. I don't know why I'm going so fast. It just feels like it's fast. It's a fast night for me. But AEW on Wednesday, Darby Allin and Dustin Rhodes moved on in the TNT Championship tournament. Those were actually hella good matches. Dustin, if he did not defeat Kip Saban in the tournament, he was going to retire. Picked up the victory in the main event. Um, and we have our final four with Cody Rhodes taking on Darby Allin in the semifinal, in the first semifinal matchup, and Dustin Rhodes taking on Lance Archer in the other semifinal. And the winner will meet up at Double or Nothing to determine I'm not gonna say number one contender. I was gonna say the champion, the TNT champion. It might come down to brother versus brother, or it might come down to our Darby taking on Lance Archer, Darby taking on Dustin, Cody taking on Lance. So we still got time to get that settle up before Double or Nothing. Let's see what else. Kenny Omega taking on Alan Angels and beating him. Hella good match from Kenny. Cassidy taking on Jimmy Havoc, or sorry, Orange Cassidy taking on Jimmy Havoc. Cassidy taking on getting the victory. Wardlow. I cannot say his name right for some reason. Defeated Lee Johnson, and Brody Lee, the Dark Order man of the hour, defeated Justin Law. So that was AEW. Now AEW, while I haven't been talking about it all that much here um on the weekly review, I mean, it's one of those things where you want to do that channel surfing, you want to do that, but it's you get that, oh yeah, let's and watch NXT, and then oh, I'm so interested in NXT. It's like, oh, I gotta switch back. It's kind of hard for me, to once you get into that groove of watching it, NXT or AEW, to switch back. So I haven't been talking about it that much. I know I haven't, but I'm getting better. I gotta get better at it. And then this past week on SmackDown, literally 2 nights ago, uh, King Corbin and Lacey Evans qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. There is still going to be one spot left for the women. And we'll talk about the Money in the Bank card in a quick bit. I thought the King Corbin Drew Gulak match, I thought Drew was going to get that. But then, of course, thanks to the I can't, I don't even want to even admit this, but thanks to Shinsuke and his and Cesaro, just causing a distraction on Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak, King Corbin moves on. And a lot of people are thinking that this is going to be King Corbin's year. He's going to be a two-time Money in the Bank winner. And while the WWE champion right now is Braun Strowman, and the match at Money in the Bank is going to be the Bray Wyatt taking on Strowman. Now, it's not the Fiend right now. It's not the Fiend. It's just Bray Wyatt, psychotic Mr. Rogers. I really don't see Corbin, getting into that title picture anytime soon. I mean, yeah, he's the perfect heel right now, but he's that heel you just don't want him to be, because we finally have the champions we somewhat want. We've got Braun as champion, we've got Drew McIntyre as a champion, and right now we're kind of in this good place. So to have WWE either have Corbin, win it and then cash in on Braun and hopefully, or maybe even win, or for someone on Raw like let's go with off the top of the head. Mm, actually, there's actually really no one on on Raw realistically besides Ray, Aleister Black, and Apollo Crews and AJ Styles. At least, yeah, AJ Styles right now, I believe, um, is in. You don't have really anybody, you know. Or sorry, not AJ Styles. He hasn't qualified. I want to say yeah. I believe I don't know off the top of my head right at the moment, but yeah, either one of those guys is like, man, one, two, three, four, five, yeah. But anyhow, it just someone has to. I understand that someone has to cash in and has to face, has to hold that title, but King Corbin to be a two-time Money in the Bank winner doesn't feel right. I mean, we just don't want Corbin as champion. At least my opinion. Let's see what else. The shocking upset of Lucha House Party defeating the Miz and Morrison and pulling a victory out of the rabbit and beating the Miz. That was a real good shock. And seeing the cracks in the Miz and Morrison tag team, I think this is going to get pushed even more further. With granted Miz losing the tag titles last week and then losing again to Lucha House Party. Morrison better, I would think he's going to get smartened up and be like, you know what, something's got to change here. And then the other big cracks in the foundation that we're seeing is with Sasha and Bailey, the best friends right there. The cracks are showing big time because for 2 straight weeks, Bailey has kind of actually make that 3 for WrestleMania to throw her best friend to the wolves. Couple weeks ago, on April the 17th show, on the April 17th show, Bailey throwing Sasha to Tamina and having Tamina beat Sasha to get a title shot. And then this past week, Sasha has a chance to qualify for Money in the Bank. Bailey causes a distraction long enough to not only disallow Banks from getting a pin, but to allow Lacey to get back into it and beat Sasha. I don't know about you. I don't know what is going on, but I know some that this is not going to end well for Sasha and Bailey. This is the classic betrayal setup right here of someone finally having enough, sense to be like, you say you're my best friend, but you keep screwing me and throwing me to the wolves. It's I'm done. I'm done. It's gonna get. I swear we're gonna get to SummerSlam. And it's gonna be Bailey Banks 1-on-1 for the women's title, for the SmackDown Women's title. We cannot. There's no way that cannot happen at SummerSlam because of what's been going on between these two girls or these two women. The looks, the feel, everything that's been going on with these two, you cannot just not put them at SummerSlam, get them into a rivalry, or reignite the rivalry from NXT, from the betrayal standpoint and everything that's been going on. You got to put them together with that. Last little bit, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross retain their women's tag team titles over Dana Brooke and Carmella to end SmackDown this past week. And I'm absolutely loving this tag team of Bliss and Cross. I can literally give me more Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I will love it. But of course, there's got to be more tag teams in the women's, division, or at least put some women that can work together. Natty and actually trying to think of at least the roster wise. I mean, Natalia and oh shoot, who else is on Raw? Yeah, I think it's I want to yeah Natalia and no, actually no, her buddy's on SmackDown right now, and her best friend's the announcer. But yeah, I mean, there should be just more tag team, more of the women who are not doing anything, forming a tag team and going after uh, Bliss and Cross. So that would be fun to see. Now let's get into the card so far for Money in the Bank. And you know what? Let's just switch this lovely little frame up. I can do it in an instant. 1, 2, 3, shatam! Oh yeah, we're switching up the money to Money in the Bank. Let's get a little bit talk a little bit about Money in the Bank. Gotta get some gotta get the right tune for you guys. Oh, that was horrible. I don't know why. But yeah, let's talk Money in the Bank with what we know right now was going to be happening at Money in the Bank. I don't just sounded bad on my end. I don't know why. Um, but we do know that yeah, no, okay. I seriously have no idea what's been going on with on my end. But again, so Money in the Bank ladder match. For the men, we got Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, Aleister Black, Apollo Crews, King Corbin, that we know of for the Money in the Bank ladder match. The corporate, to climb the corporate ladder at Titan Towers. It is going to be fun to see that along with the women, Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, and Lacey Evans right now confirmed for Money in the Bank ladder match. And of course, winner gets a guaranteed contract to cash in on their respective champions for a year. You have 1 year to cash in a title opportunity any place, anytime, anywhere. 24, 365 days from that Money in the Bank till the next following year. WWE Universal Championship, Braun Strowman taking on Bray Wyatt. Love this matchup that's going to happen with Braun taking on Bray. Right now, it's not the Fiend. Let's be honest. It's not the Fiend. It's not, let me in. It's crazy Mr. Rogers, the psychotic Mr. Rogers. WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre taking on Seth Rollins for the title. And then SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley taking on Tamina 1-on-1. That is a solid good card right now. Granted, we do have a couple of weeks, actually, Money in the Bank. We do have the next one. It will be at least May 10th. So we still got a couple weeks left. We got 2 weeks left until Money in the Bank. So we still got time to put in some more matches and get stuff built. But of course, it's going to be a blast. And that, I believe, is going to be it for me for talking about what's been going on in the world of wrestling right now. It was fun, you guys. So again, this has just been a oh yeah, just getting back into this flow of talking wrestling with you guys. It has been fun. try to think of any last minute little things I got to bring up. At least with with my normal spiel. Yes, my blue hood. That's blue hood, Matt. I know I got stuff. I have something, but I'm just trying to figure out. Literally, you can't blame me for trying to figure this out on the spot. I mean, granted, you guys are starting to get back into the swing of things with fantasy football, as we just got done with the draft. So again, go and check these guys out. They will give you great information on how to beat and win your weeks. Get everything, all the knowledge you want on fantasy football with Season Long Says, Sealy Shane, Flex Matt. Again, these guys know what they're talking about. It's going to be a very fun time. So again, I hope you guys are check these guys out. Of course, my boy Flex, Mike, pops in every once in a while, talking NFL with Cowboy Cam. So again, check these guys out when they hop on. Follow us on Twitter. Whoop, yeah, I forgot. There it is. There is where you can find everything. If you're checking us out on Facebook, if you're checking us out on YouTube, you should be following us. You should be liking us. You should be retweeting us. You should be sharing us with your friends. But yes, on Twitter, you can find us at the Flex Network One. You can also find us at the FlexNet, or sorry, at FlexNet _ PW Elite. And that is going to be it for me, you guys. That is our show for the week. Be back again later on this week. Hopefully, maybe I actually figured I'd give the NFL the spotlight, so I didn't come on Thursday, and figured just give you guys the time to enjoy this draft. But we'll probably be back on Thursday with another week in review, talk about Raw, talk about NXT and AEW, what's been going on, and any other news that's been going on. And a big shout out to Triple H, 25 years of the game in WWE. Celebrate. I mean, if you didn't see it, it was kind of fun with the roasting with Sean, just busting Triple H, on live TV on SmackDown. But again, 25 years, that is a hell of an accomplishment. Congratulations. That is going to be it for me. You can find our podcast on Apple, Spotify, anywhere that podcasts you guys can find us. If you can't find us, let us know. We'll try to get onto that service and bring it to you guys. Podbeam is also our main one. So, but yes, you can find us there. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us here on Facebook. But like I said before, this is going to be it for me. I am the SnowMan, and I will see you guys later. Peace.